Okay, happy Wednesday. We are back with the AI news of the week, and we're going to be talking about Google Gemini, Amazon, MIT's robotics, Harrison.ai, Hey Gen, which has some really cool new updates, and some new AI regulations. So it's been a busy week. And last week, we delivered 4 custom workshops. We covered things like individual and brand voices, how to do grant applications really well with AI, and how to train your chatbots. So if you want the short notes on that, make sure you're subscribing to the newsletter. If you're seeing this, you may or may not already be, but you can go to aismartventures.com and sign up for the newsletter there. And then you will get the breakdown of some of these special sessions, how to do the things that we've been working on. Uh, so Google just rolled out Gemini Enterprise, which seems a little bit late because they are highly enterprise, but haven't had Gemini Enterprise yet. And the good thing about this is then you'll have more capabilities inside your own workspace. To use Gemini in a really large commercial way now. And we have been using Google Gemini in our workspace for probably close to 2 years now, at least. I think it was September a couple of years ago when we got it. And it has grown and changed, and there's a ton of improvement now. Um, and it's a good idea to try to maximize whatever AI is in your suite already. And this kind of leads us into the other one because now Amazon is going the other way, and Amazon is calling it QuickSuite. And this is for people who are deep in the AWS ecosystem. And you don't have to be in another ecosystem. You could stay in Google, you could stay in Microsoft and do a lot of the things that Amazon can do. So it depends on what you're using it for, how you're using it, because a lot of people on AWS, for building different tools, building SaaS, um, and so you can explore more inside of Amazon now. And if you are already in Microsoft or Google, your answer is going to be Copilot or Gemini to do the same things that Amazon is now offering in QuickSuite. Uh, MIT is doing something that is new for Toyota research, and they are using AI modeling to generate realistic 3D training environments for their robots using AI. And this is instead of using real world data. And Waymo has been doing this for years. Waymo is the company that's leading the autonomous vehicle charge in the US. And they were acquired by Google, but they still have their Waymo offices there. And the founder of Waymo has used these 3D training environments for a really long time so that when they're trying new features or trying to solve issues with the cars, they can model it out first in this virtual environment. And so now they're doing that over at MIT with CSAIL and Toyota Research. Um, and I just wanted to give the Waymo founder a bit of credit because he's been doing that for a long time. And if you think about any scenarios that you want to run, whether they're academic or physical, you can run these with AI now and cut your development time down. People are doing it with predictive analytics in automotive design and other design areas. And with AI's predictive analytics, can actually help you design things that will be more pleasing to the customers. And so we're seeing this synthetic data become a real cost savings for people, especially in products, but simulating these environments where you would typically have to have done product testing that would be really expensive. So I think we're going to see some more breakthroughs because people can model these situations out and not have to have the physical products, the robots to do it in real life. So hopefully that will lead to some more innovation because more people can enter that marketplace. Oh, and now to HeyGen. We love using HeyGen over here at AI Smart, and they've added some new really fun things to their AI studio. They have a Sora 2 integration, and with Sora 2, you can prompt it to create its own avatars, doing its own functions. Um, I've seen some tests with this that are just amazing. There's 14 new caption styles. So for anybody who does short form content on social, like we do, we had been taking our videos from HeyGen, dropping them into Opus so we could get better captions because they were just this standard little caption. Now you can do the captions with the customization and add the colors right inside of HeyGen. And then there's instant B-roll using multiple video models. And we could do that with Opus. They've had that for a little while. We could use B-roll and, compile some videos automatically. And Pictory has it too, but now they've got it right inside of HeyGen. So we don't need to take it somewhere else if we want to do B-roll. And their UGC ad creation has gotten better, and that's user generated content ad creation. It turns products into complete ads. You can drop a link for your product page and you'll get an entire ad, and you'll get ad variations. So you can do multivariant testing when you're doing your ads. And this will save people a lot of time creating that original content, because now you can just make the variations right inside of HeyGen instead of taking it into something else. It was already good at doing it, but you didn't have the different variations, and now you do. And so take a look at HeyGen if you do anything with video online, especially video avatars, or if you are doing UGC content, if you are selling products, you'll save a ton of time with this. And think about it as having a creative studio in-house to do all of these different things. And make sure that you set up your brand guidelines, build your template library. You can have custom backgrounds, you can have, your fonts defined with your colors, and test it out, try it out weekly. We like to do different creative with our clients on a weekly basis so that we can test messaging and approaches to the advertising. We can test different avatars, and we can do it all really quickly now. And we were doing this anyways before, but now it'll be even easier. On the legal front, something worth noting is that the White House is asking for public input on AI regulations. I think it's an interesting tact for them to try. And this may also slow down innovation. As we'll see, all the comments are due by October 27th. And a federal judge recently has let publishers continue their lawsuit against Anthropic over alleged lyric copying. Anthropic wants to be an example of responsible AI use and model training. So I'm guessing this will probably be settled in the same way that they settled some of the other IP issues that have been coming their way. And why it matters for you is we're seeing that the policies are trying to protect intellectual property from the models and from being used freely without compensation, and making sure that whatever the training data is, that there is permission that it's being used. And you need to think about compliance in your own organization and how you can stay flexible and also still protected. So if there are any regulations that could affect you, I'd say keep an eye on what's happening in the EU and some of the other countries, because they're more conservative, and it's likely that we would be going in that direction. So we always look to the EU to see what they're doing. Japan also made some regulations around this. Um, and some organizations, depending on what you're producing, you may want to be more on the conservative side of things, while other people can, don't worry about it. Like when we're creating some of this content, I made some stickers in Ideogram. I know I don't own the intellectual property, I don't own the designs. Somebody else could find my designs, print them out, and make their own stickers. And I'm okay with that. And it's important that you know what is happening to the information that you're putting into these models and that you're okay with it. So keep track of the regulations, read the email. We try to stay up to date as much as we can on this. Um, our tools that we're featuring this week, HeyGen, of course, Talkadot, and Jasper. HeyGen, as we've gone over, you can create video avatars, voices, a lot of content, UGC content, even instructional content. You can do translation, dubbing in videos. It's really good for that. Talkadot is what I use to keep track of the feedback from the talks that I give. With Talkadot, I can have a slide up at the end of my presentation, and then people can complete the survey and say what kind of follow-up they would like, if any, or if they want to join the email list, and then that's automatically taken care of. They also will get whatever freebie I talk about at the event. Usually it's a list of all the resources that I've mentioned during the talk. And we have it tied into our CRM system and pipeline, so people get nurtured automatically. And then Jasper is what we are still using for content creation when it comes to all the copywriting that we do. And they guarantee 99.9% plagiarism free inside of their environment. And we own the intellectual property that comes out of all the content we're creating inside of Jasper. We have an enterprise account so the whole team can use it. And we have knowledge bases for our different clients and for ourselves. So it gives us the ability to consistently create good on-brand content. And Jasper's trained on marketing. So it doesn't sound just like AI, it will sound just like me and just like you. Our experiment this last week in AI Labs was around trying to connect a chatbot to a Google folder in sort of a custom RAG way, where it would only access that folder for the outputs. Now, I detail what happens in here. Well, lightly detail what happened. We did a lot of experimenting, and it is not plug and play right now. It's not that easy. It was easier for us to take an FAQ that we have and all our company information and upload it to the bot directly instead of having it access a folder that we had created. And, hopefully it will get there. I mean, I'm sure it'll get there. It's just not there right now to where we can just update a folder instead of updating the bot itself. So at this point, we still have to go into the bot, update the information, and give it context of how we want the information presented. And if you want to build a bot that can call from your custom, from your folder, that is possible. And it just requires a little bit more on the technical side and using an API key and all that fun stuff. So we're trying to figure out what the easiest way for the entire team, non-technical included, would be to update our bot and update FAQs frequently, because the conversation around AI changes so much, and we want to be able to answer those questions. We want our bot to be able to answer the questions for you. I think that is it for this week. Let us know what your biggest bottlenecks are, what your questions are. We've been having a lot of conversations around GEO, also called AIO, also known as AI SEO. And I was having a conversation with somebody earlier today who did not know the term GEO, and she called it AIO. Google calls it GEO. All of these things are acronyms for how chatbots will present answers on their platforms and making sure that your site is optimized to show up as the answer for the questions that you would like to be the answer for. And we have been digging into that a lot and spending time looking at what people are asking AI in our area so that we can write more content, address those questions, and put it in a format that when the AI agents land on our site, they will know what to serve up that's relevant to what we do. And this is something that is changing fast. We're getting more information all the time, talking to all of our friends doing these activities and tests. We're doing a bunch of tests ourselves. So you can expect there to be a GEO session coming very soon again. I think we've done two already, and it's just such a hot topic right now. It's what keeps me up at night. I think, I don't know if it's what keeps my team up at night, but I might keep my team up at night about this stuff. We talk about it every day. So definitely something to think about. ChatGPT now has more than 20% of search volume. And so your traffic will go down if AI can't read what's on your site. And we're seeing a lot of big companies lose traffic because of this, which is opportunity for the little